Hey, Charlie from Homesteading and Hungry here. And today I'm going to talk about one of the easiest things you can do to help maintain equipment on your homestead or on your property or just equipment that you own in general. So one of the easiest things you can do to maintain your equipment is just keep it clean. The most basic of all, literally just keep it clean. And how I choose to keep my equipment clean on my homestead is I use this Troy-Bilt pressure washer. Now I've had this pressure washer for about 6 years and I've done a little bit of maintenance to it to keep it going, but really, I must say it's been really good to me. It hasn't really given me too many problems. Since I've had it, I've had to replace two things. One, the hose or the pressure hose going from the pressure washer to the wand itself, and that was my fault. I burned it on the exhaust and put a little hole in it, so I had to replace it. And secondly, I had to replace the pump on the very bottom of this machine, but I think it was just because I used it so much, I actually wore it out. Now that I've talked about all the bad things with this, let's talk about all the good things. So since I've had it, I've used it to wash all my cars. I've used it to wash all my tractors. I even used it to wash our house in our neighborhood that we used to live in. So it's definitely got its use. Now I want to do a little walk around of this pressure washer just so you can kind of get a layout of where everything is. So let's just go ahead and start right up here at the top. So right here, you've got a couple different nozzles that you can choose from. And remember, I said this is a couple years old. Actually, I think I've had this for about 6 years. So this is an older model, but I think it's pretty much got all the same pieces to it. So right here, it's got this little purple one, and it says for jet soap. And then right here is a jet flush nozzle. Over here, you have a 0 degree, which puts out 3,000 pounds per square inch or 2.4 gallons per minute. Then the next one down is a 25 degree, which puts out 2,600 PSI at 2.7 gallons per minute. And the last one is 40 degrees, and it puts out 2,600 pounds per square inch at 2.7 gallons per minute. Now, I usually use that last one right here, and that seems to do all the work that I need it to just fine. Now let's just keep walking around. So I have the pressure washer with the Honda motor on it. These also, I believe, were available with a Briggs & Stratton, but I have the Honda. But coming around, it's really basic controls. You got a choke lever right here. So in, it's off, and out, it's on. And right here is the kill switch, where it's in the off position right now. You just flip it like that, and it's in the on position. Right here is the fuel valve. So up and down like this, the fuel is off. And down like this, the fuel is on. Right here is your fuel cap, so you can add fuel to this. Right here is a fuel cap, so you can add fuel to it at any time. Right here is the pull start. And then this right here, this is a container that you can add soap directly to. And then the machine will mix it itself when you use, and only when you use, the jet soap nozzle. And what that does is it mixes water with soap and it sprays it directly onto whatever you're washing. Then over here, this is how you check the oil. It's real nice and easy right there. And right here, here's the exhaust. Now this is where I got in trouble. When I was walking around, I allowed this to get right here, and it burned a little micro hole in the old hose, and therefore it was leaking, and I had to replace it before I could use it anymore. Now I'm going to show you what I do to start this from a cold start. Now look, touching my hand, everything's super cold. I'm going to flip this to the on position. I'm going to pull the choke out. I'm going to make sure the fuel is in the on position. See, it's going like this back and forth, just like the diagram right here. And that right there, it shows to pull the choke out. And that's what I did. Now that I showed you how I start this, I'm going to show you how I start actually washing stuff with it. So what I found is it's really easy if I turn the hose on at my house and I let it prime the pump. Then I start the machine and I let it get nice and warm, which takes literally 20 seconds or so. Then after it does that, I open the nozzle on the wand and I wait a couple seconds for it to kind of cycle through. And then once it cycles through, then it's good and primed and it'll start washing whatever I want it to. So I'm going to show you real quick how easy it is to wrap this hose up for transport. So you can just take the wand right here, put it right into the side like this. Then all I do is I grab the hose down there, I grab the hose up here, and I just wrap it around the top like this. And I tuck it in. Grab the handle right here, and you can easily move the pressure washer wherever you need it to go. So there you have it, the Troy-Bilt 3000 PSI pressure washer. I'm a big fan, and I think you will be too.